Hello, Ranger Nation. This is Josh Mason-Heimer sitting alongside Todd Jones for our latest edition of the Ranger Rundown at Rooster's Backyard.
Man, Josh, how great does it feel to be here? A little postseason Ranger Rundown here. Just like the boys get another week, we get another week setting up here at Roosters, talking some football and some other stuff here. It's great.
That's it. Yeah, for sure. Anytime we get to start playing Thanksgiving or after, weather changes just a little bit more and just a little bit more fun. So
yeah. I mean, first playoff win since 20, and man, we're just a couple of games away from playing in December again. So man, it's a great time to be a Ranger.
That's it. So tell us about the show we got.
All right. So first off, we've got girls basketball with Coach Kilgore and Emily Jones. Then we're going to do some football. We're going to have Nathaniel Romero and Jaden Colbert come in and talk a little bit. And then we're going to wrap things up, as always, doing some football with Coach Hill. So take a break from winterizing your well because it's a Ranger Rundown time.
And welcome back. First up tonight, we're going to get things fired off with basketball coach, girls basketball coach Kilgore, and then sophomore guard Emily Jones to discuss the beginning of the basketball season. Thank you, ladies, for coming on with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And girls coordinator, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's try to get the title right.
That's fine. It's,
You know.
it's all good.
My notes are very shoddy.
Well,
tonight.
yeah, it was the guy who typed them up for you. So
I agree.
We'll get some kind of disciplinary action going. Coach Kilgore, how excited are you kicking off your second season? And you guys are off to a hot 6-0 start. How excited are you?
We are off to a great start. We're super excited from the growth that we've seen just since our first game till Saturday when we played Merkel has been exponential. We even took the time today to look at over the last 12 months from when we started. We looked at the same amount of games at this time last year and where we are now, and we have improved in every statistical category across the board. We're averaging about 55 points a game. Last year as a season, the whole season, we averaged about 39 points a game. So it's all coming together really good. The first game we were working on our chemistry and we have some new pieces to the puzzle. So we're working on chemistry, but it's been amazing. The girls have been awesome, and we had a really, really good weekend.
Oh, that's a cool story, Coach. What are some of the things that you worked on during the off season, and how has that impacted you so far?
One of the biggest things that we did in the off season was work on offense. We find that defense comes a little bit easier. It's a lot of effort and hard work. Offense comes from reps and reps and reps. And so in the offseason, we spent a lot of time getting offensive reps, talking about scoring, making the decisions, building basketball IQ, and all that in the offseason. And I feel like that it's really paid dividends. We made a couple of adjustments to our offense, the way that we are moving at certain times and doing different reads and all that. And we feel like that it's been beneficial for us.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned a little bit about chemistry and having some players coming in. So you brought back a huge chunk of your team from last year, but, you've got a couple of young players that hadn't played a full season with everybody yet. You had 3 girls that were doing varsity volleyball that didn't get in until, right the 3 days before your first game, and then you had a move in.
Yes,
so, how's the team coming together, and what expectations do you have for your squad this year?
Oh, it's been awesome. I think that the one thing nice about Greenwood that I've found is that the girls are very welcoming. I felt like that our camaraderie and everything last year was really, really good, and so they've been awesome with that. We were very sad to see that volleyball lost, but selfishly as a basketball coach, I was really excited to have them. But we were really, really sad for them. They had a great season, and we wanted to be able to celebrate them. But it's been nice to have them back. We have an amazing group of girls. The 3 that we got from volleyball, we were instantly better when they came back and joined us. And then our move in from Oklahoma, she came out here, her mom and them work out here, and so it's been great. She brings a level of athleticism, and she's tall. She would probably say she's not, but she's about 6'1", and super, super athletic. We were running 300s in preseason, and she can get up and down the field without any problem. So she's been a great addition to the team, and they have all come together really, really well. Today we did a lot of stuff, and we're going to see some zone tomorrow in our game during our scout. And so we looked at that and worked on that today. And just the chemistry every time we play is just better and better. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, Coda is very fluid and has a really long range.
Yes.
In things that she can do and help out. So yeah,
Been nice.
definitely.
I feel like you're trying to get me in a short joke against my partner here, but I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one. Coach, what's going to be a major focus for you as you prepare for the district schedule, being off to such a hot start?
I think just finding those things that we're doing really, really well. So after our first game, we came up with a list of things that we call it a good, bad, and the ugly. Sometimes we'll talk about that in the huddle. You know, what are we doing good? What are we doing bad? And what are we doing ugly? Ugly means like we need a lot of work to make it better. And then bad is, you know, we can make a few adjustments and then be better at that. And then good, how do we capitalize on what we're already doing well? So we're looking at those things. And one of the things that we're worked on today and we've been working on is our defensive rotations. Like we're really, really good, like in transition. We'll get there, do those things. So we're identifying those areas of opportunities so that we can find the most bang for our buck without having to spend hours and hours on it. And today, during practice, it was really, really good. The girls did a great job. We're making rotations, talking, communicating. It's super exciting. Like and I knew things would be good. Usually, though, it takes about 3 years for you to see that. And the amount of growth that we've seen since we came to Greenwood has been crazy. Like it's crazy. And I knew that we were going to be much better this year than we were last year. But I think we're further along than I expected us to be.
Well, I agree, Coach. I think that we saw a level of growth in district last year when you got to out of that murder's row of a schedule that we had, and really built some confidence, things like that.
Yes.
And you know, I think the team has just gotten better since then. And
Agreed.
the girls are putting a lot of work in, a lot of effort, but you're coaching your tail off, and so I can see the results of your hard work. So. And
you did ask about as we prepare for district. I think the most important thing is that focusing on us, the things that we need to do, things that we need to do, areas we need to get better at, and player development and all of those things. And I think for us, one game at a time, one day at a time, one practice at a time, and not get too far ahead of ourselves. And so we're just in that moment, celebrating those. I think that as a coach, I have a tendency, and I think a lot of coaches do, we don't celebrate the moment. Like we won a tournament. Last year when we came in, we talked about we sit down and we make goals as a team and we do all these things. And for me, I'm like, let's win a tournament. And they kind of like, I don't know. And then this year we haven't done that yet. We're doing it next week. And then we won a tournament. And so that was huge. And this tournament last year we went 0-4. And then this year we were 4-0. And so, and we didn't, and I mean, we won. Like we won. No, it wasn't like it was. They were good wins. It was good, and we played some good teams. And so I'm super excited. And obviously, I love the game. So, and I love the girls. So we're thrilled to be here.
all right, Coach. Let's have a little bit of fun here. I got some rapid fire questions
Okay.
for you. You ready? All right. What's your favorite color?
Red,
Favorite food?
Mexican food.
All right. Favorite WNBA player?
Caitlin Clark,
All right. Magic or bird?
Bird,
Great answer. Who's a celebrity that you'd want to meet?
Mike Tomlin.
Okay. And finish this sentence for me. I'm afraid of.
Oh man, I'm afraid of. I don't know.
Nothing.
I mean, when I was little,
So you're the one in the family that kills the spiders and gets
Yeah,
the
I don't
snakes
mind
out of
doing
the
that.
house. Yeah.
I didn't like to take the trash when I was little. I was afraid to take the trash to the trash can. We lived at the bottom of the block, and you had to walk up, and it was really dark. So I didn't like taking the trash when I was little. I didn't like to have to go out in the dark, and I'd come home and I'd open up the shower curtain to make sure there was
So maybe the boogeyman.
But
We're
now I'm
a little
not.
afraid of the boogeyman.
Yeah.
All right, Ems, you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, Emily, what's the hardest part about transitioning from volleyball to basketball?
I would say the different type of conditioning between the two. Basketball is just running up and down the court multiple times. Rather than volleyball, you get a break in between each point.
Yeah, you don't look very tired, so
I didn't do
Coach.
my job today, did I?
little too much energy.
No, I'm pretty torn out. Like,
So, Ems, being your second year on varsity, how's your role on the team changed compared to your freshman year?
I've had to step up a lot, holding my teammates accountable, setting an example for everyone. It was a lot harder last year, not knowing anybody on the team, but this year I've played with everybody, and so it's a lot easier for me to speak up and help them.
And she's doing a great job. The other day in practice, something happened, and it was like early, and we've only had like 5 practices or something with all of them, and something happened, and she got right in there. So I would say that's one of the areas that I've seen Emily grow a ton, and we need it. Like as a point guard, you have to be a floor general. You have to be an extension as a coach, and she's really embracing that, doing a fantastic job with it.
Emily, what are some of the differences between last year's team and this year's?
I would say we're a lot more experienced. Last year it was like a whole new program for us. Coach Kilgore was new to Greenwood. We had to learn all new plays, and so this year we're a lot more prepared and we know what to expect.
Not having to start from the ground floor.
All right, so Ems, against Roscoe this weekend, you had a 30-foot shot, kind of buzzer beater going into halftime. How did it feel hitting that?
I was not expecting it to go in at all.
Nobody was.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was. When it came out of her hand, I was like, oh my goodness, it's going in.
but I mean, I was so excited. My teammates were all excited, and then I turned over here to celebrate, and Coach Kilgore was already on the court, just throwing her hands up in the air. I mean, it was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Emily, if you could pick any one game to win this year, which would it be?
I would pick Seminole. They've beaten us ever since I was in middle school. They're the toughest team I've ever had to play against. I mean, they're the best in the region. So, I mean, if we're able to beat them, then, yeah, I want to go beat them.
Got it.
All right, you ready for some rapid-fire questions, kid?
Yes, sir.
All right, so which one's more important on the sandwich, the PB or the jelly?
The jelly.
Agreed.
Which one's more important in a game, to get steals or to get rebounds?
Steals.
All right, what is the best snack?
I like goldfish.
Okay. And if you had an opportunity to star in a movie, would you pick to be in the next Barbie movie or the next Marvel movie?
The Marvel movie.
And why would you pick Marvel?
Because of the character.
She's a superhero.
Coach, do you agree with the steals versus rebounds?
Well, it's funny.
I was trying to get your tell, but
it's funny though because Emily had a great rebounding weekend. But if you watch Emily play, she's always sitting on that backside trying to wait to peek a steal. So that makes sense. And then I see a lot of that between her soccer and basketball. So yes, but we would say that from a coach's perspective, rebounds affects wins and losses. But she can go get steals and she still rebounds.
just do both.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
all the things.
Ladies, we appreciate you coming in live for the Ranger Rundown. Up next, we have Nathaniel Ramiro and Jaden Culvert on our next episode. And now for this segment, we have junior running back Nathaniel Ramiro and junior left tackle. I was thinking blindside. Sorry, didn't come out. Jaden Culvert. Gentlemen, thank you for being on this evening. And Man, let's get going. We're gonna start with Nathaniel first, right? All right, starting running back. Here we go. If you were to grade yourself on your performance Friday night, what would it be and why?
Friday night,
1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'll give it about a 6.
6?
Yeah. Got to clean some things up on pass protection, and I got caught. So. Yeah.
How'd you get caught?
The turf was pretty, it's pretty slick out there. So
That's interesting
Yeah,
because
I
we
slid.
I know we were talking about it being slick the first time
Yeah.
we played.
it was, and he had a good angle, but still should outran him.
Nathaniel, what do you do during the week to get ready for games?
I really, it's all mental, mental reps throughout the practices and, throughout the week, really helps you get locked in and focused. And, also another side to that is, watching a lot of film, seeing how the teams prepare and, seeing their defenses and what their tendencies are, really helps me out. But yeah, you do all that during the week and then game time is just where you have fun.
All right.
You've been on before. We
Yes,
tend
sir.
to talk about football, but what's something outside of football you enjoy?
Really, probably hanging out with friends, getting out of wait time, because football, it takes a lot of part of, your day and your week. And then, so whenever you get to hang out with your friends on the weekends, kick back and relax. And, sometimes I do like being alone and just reflecting on everything, probably playing the video games, what I really like to do.
All right. All right. Nathaniel, what has been your favorite memory so far this season?
Definitely winning district, especially beating a team like Seminole the way we did, and I love that game, personally, the way we grinded it out. Nothing came easy. We had to earn every play, every yard, and I'm really proud of the guys that we did that with, because last year, it was really tough and we were in a really bad spot at that point in the season. So just reflecting on, everything that we did up until that point, all the hard work paying off for us.
All right.
All right, Jaden, you ready?
Yes, sir.
What's the biggest improvement from last year that you made?
So I would say probably run blocking because I had a hard time with it last year, and I've been able to just put my hands on people and put them in the ground.
Those little guys are quick to catch.
Yes, sir.
Is that the key to get your hands on them?
Yes, sir, it is.
What-
Not holding, just
Just make contact first.
you never hold.
Oh, no, I hold on.
Jaden, what's your favorite play to run and why?
I'd say my favorite play to run is probably just cool. It's just a pass set, slide side to the left, and it's just, your main job as a left tackle, and a lot of the time I can just pass it and kind of do whatever I want to those guys. And
I would have figured it would have been something like, pulling around
I
and
know,
taking
I
out
was thinking counter.
taking a linebacker, out where he's not
Ear
seeing
hold the
you.
linebacker on a blitz or something.
that's fun too, but I like being able to just kind of do whatever I want to the guy in front of me.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right.
Jaden, what's your routine getting ready for game day? Do you have any pregame rituals?
Usually I just play my music and kind of sit in a dark room and think about the game.
Sit in a dark room and get angry?
Oh, yeah, listen to angry music.
Think about the damage you're going to do.
Yes, sir.
All right. Jaden, who's someone that you look up to?
My dad. Definitely my dad.
All right. And why is that?
Well, because I don't know, it's like he made it far in everything that I want to make it far in, and he's always been the blueprint for what I want to do and where I want to go. He's always been the bar. So,
Okay. Pretty tall bar, right?
pretty tall bar, yes, sir.
I did ask pregame if he could take you, and he said no. So
No, I cannot.
makes you feel good, Dad.
All right. You guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nathaniel, you get to go first since you're the smallest one. You ready? What's your favorite food?
Steak.
Jaden?
Sushi.
All right. A big guy like you?
Oh, sushi's tasty.
How much sushi can you eat?
A lot.
A lot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like you never get full.
I'm glad I don't get that bill. What is y'all's favorite subject in school?
Probably U.S. history.
Okay.
Go credit.
Same thing, history.
You can't copy answers.
I ain't copying answers.
Okay. I just want to point that out. Favorite NFL team?
Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to Super Bowl.
Dallas Cowboys. We're going
Oh.
to the Super Bowl.
You're not going to the Super Bowl for a very long time.
I mean, maybe in the future, but not anytime soon.
What's a hobby you guys have?
You know, despite what Case and Brooks thinks, but I'm an amazing golfer
Okay.
personally. Yeah, I'm a really.
You light it up on the link?
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm
golfer.
an amazing golfer.
Okay. All right. How about you, Jaden?
Are we talking about putt?
No, we're talking about straight 18 holes.
Swinging the stick, huh? Okay.
I think my favorite hobby would probably be listening to music, I guess.
Okay. All right. You guys finish this sentence for me. I'm afraid of
Failure.
failure. All right, Jaden?
Needles and spiders.
Needles and spiders. That's a good combination of things to be afraid of, Jaden. Don't let anybody pick on you about that. All right?
Yeah,
sir.
I'm with you on the needles thing. Gentlemen, we thank you for coming in for the Ranger Rundown, and best of luck to you Thursday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Oh, next up, we have head football coach Brian Hill to talk about getting his first playoff victory against Borger and our area game against Benbrook. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Ranger Rundown live from Rooster's backyard. Now we've got Coach Hill with us.
Glad to be back.
Coach, excited about the win?
Yeah. Likewise. Yeah. Shoot, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
win. We got fried cheese from Spanky's Friday, so
Can't
the
beat
world,
that.
Yeah, the world's
Yeah.
like really in our favor right now.
There we go.
Yeah, Friday was rolling. That was great.
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it.
Dairy
Means
Queen,
that's-
Dairy Queen was still open. So, man, you did a great job time-wise, by the way. Nice job managing that game clock to get us out of there in time for
Well,
Dairy
I'm glad
Queen.
we got the fried cheese and the DQ.
I tell
That's
you
a
what,
win for everybody.
I put all the weight off I lost. I put it right back on in one night.
Well, Coach, let's jump into the highlights of Friday night's win versus Borger.
Yeah, let's do it. We started off a little bit slower than I had hoped we would, but credit to our kids. Overcame some adversity early on. I think that was kind of lingering from early in the week, and they did a fantastic job kind of righting the ship, and then not only getting the momentum back, but holding on to it for several quarters. And Lincoln has done a fantastic job all year. He's coming up on 2,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards and almost 2,000 yards rushing. I mean, he's done a fantastic job this year. That was a great job extending the play with his feet. And then, Nathaniel Romero has done a fantastic job all year, behind great blocking like Jaden Colbert and the other 4 offensive linemen. But he's done a fantastic job in just critical moments, finding a hole, finding a way to get it done, extending plays, turning a 6 or 8 yard run into a 30 or 40 yard run. And he was able to do that for us in critical times on Friday night. And then our defense, this is Lane Wilhelm and Luke Fales. Our defensive line did an exceptional job Friday night, did a fantastic job. And, they, Borger, to their credit, lined up in some stuff early in the game that we hadn't seen on tape and hadn't really practiced it during the week. And so defense took about a quarter to get it done, but we kind of got a beat on what was going on. And then, offensively, we got rolling. Peyton Rahman did a fantastic job on 2 big catches this last week and did a great job finding the end zone. And, talked about too. This is the other one. He did a really, really good job. Lincoln found him behind some great protection, and he's done a really good job kind of sneaking out of the back door several times. You know, the biggest one being that touchdown against Andrews, but he's done a fantastic job all year, and really, really happy that he's a staple of our offense. But Landon Butts set the season sack record, and you know he's been living in the backfield ever since the shallow water game. He's done a really, really good job for us, causing some negative plays for the opposing offense. And then here's Nathaniel Romero again finding a crease, and then just really breaking the game open. We felt like there were a few times throughout the game that another touchdown would put it away, and that was one of them. He did a really, really good job for us. But, you know, all 5 offensive linemen and Peyton Rahman, Reese Watzel does a good job. Nathaniel Romero, our running backs, do a great job throwing blocks for Lincoln. And, you know, as far as the dual threat guy goes with the rushing yards and the passing yards, I'm not sure there's a better guy in the district or really the region than Lincoln Madrid. He's been a workhorse for us as far as making our offense go and you know, putting points on the board for us. But this is a play right here, the fake punt. We've been working on that since the bye week, so it's been about 6 weeks old, and we've tried to run it a couple of times, but you know we've had timeouts called against us or didn't have the right look that we wanted shifted back to punt it, but finally got the look we want at the right time of the game, and credit to Dylan Payton. He made a great catch and almost got tackled there right at the line of game, but was able to extend that into a touchdown. And then this one right here, we really liked our blitz package. Coach Martin did a great job getting that drawn up, and the ball kind of sat there for a little while, and I think the only one in the stadium that knew it was loose was the white hat referee and Ty Box. And Ty pointed it out, and you know, good things happen when you're around the ball, and Dakota Underhill made it happen, a good scoop and score, and that's kind of all she wrote. We were able to get a playoff win and kind of break about a 5-year drought there, and so we're excited. I'm happy for our kids, happy for our staff. They worked tireless hours, you know, not just that week, but you know, in the 11 weeks leading up to that to get that win. So we're excited.
You know, Coach, do you do something to Rahman's jersey to make him invisible at different points of the game? Because, you know, there's been several times where he snuck out of there, and I mean, it's like, no, like they didn't even realize he was even on the field. And so,
well, a lot of times that's what happens when you play good team football. You know, they've got to assign 2 or 3 people to Lincoln Madrid. If they do that, then it leaves Dylan Payton and Cade Rowald open. If they cover those guys, then there's not really enough people in the box to stop Nathaniel Romero. And when they pack the box to try to stop the run, then you get the tight ends out in the flats. And, you know, so we're offensively doing a great job sharing the load, and it really helps open other things up when they have to double and triple cover other people. So
I thought maybe he just turned sideways and you couldn't see him.
well, he does a great job for us.
You know, Coach, I think my favorite part of that highlight was that number 10, because you could tell it was a designed pass play, and then Madrid took it himself, and you had all the receivers turning around to block for him.
Well, that's
and just watching that progression, you know, not being.
And that's all effort, right? It's all effort. You know, especially at receiver, when you know you're not getting the ball, it's easy to take the play off. It's easy to just kind of throw your hands up and watch and be a spectator. And so our coaches have done a great job preaching that effort, and then credit to our kids for being selfless, right? Turn around, finding somebody to get like Colbert said, get hands on, and hopefully not hold, knock on wood, but just extending plays and turning a 5-yard scramble into a 25-yard first down explosive play. That's the name of the game.
Right, yeah.
Right, for sure. Coach, the team as a whole wasn't quite 100% last week, so how did those challenges affect Friday night's game?
Yeah, I think our coaching staff, I mean, we never really talked about it, but I think we expected to get off to a little bit of a slow start. We never, throughout the week, had 11 starters on defense practicing together at the same time, or 11 starters on offense practicing together at the same time, just because we kind of got hit with a little bit of the flu bug, and some of that turned into some pneumonia, and it was a rough week for us. But I give a ton of credit to our guys. It's kind of just that next man up mentality. You know, it may happen early in the week with some sickness, or it may happen on game day with a sprained ankle, and the next guy's just got to step up. And so that first quarter was a little rough. We looked like we hadn't practiced in a week, and
Looks like you're
Um,
still on the bus.
Yeah, I mean, and
Of course,
some of
you
us,
only had the ball for like a minute and a half
yeah,
first quarter.
yeah.
But
Well, we couldn't get them off the field.
Right.
But I give a ton of credit to our guys. They didn't panic like young teams do, like we did last year. Knew what we had to get done. We were able to get a stop on defense, find some points on offense, make some plays in the special teams, and so. And that's what good teams do. You know, when adversity strikes, they find a way to overcome it. So I was really, really proud of our guys, especially our leaders on both sides of the ball did a great job speaking up when they needed to.
Coach, what was the mood on the sideline during the first quarter, and what do you feel was the turning point in the game for your team?
I think it was a mix of frustration and determination. You know, I think we were frustrated that, you know, they fumbled the ball on the first drive. We didn't get on it. We let them convert 2 or 3 third downs on the first drive, and that ultimately turned into 7 points. We moved the ball offensively and then stalled out and didn't get any points out of it. So I think we were frustrated, but we knew that we were on the cusp of taking over the game. And it took us a quarter and a half to do it. But that determination, you know, ultimately outweighed the frustration that we couldn't get things going our direction early on.
Coach, who do you think had the biggest impact on the game Friday that maybe people haven't heard their name called or maybe hadn't noticed?
Well, I think there's three groups of people. One, our offensive line does a fantastic job. And our skill guys, they do and very well deserved, but they're players of the week and, you know, 4 tough players of the week and 4A players of the week, you know, and I don't think our offensive line gets enough credit. They do a fantastic job opening up some big holes for our offensive skill guys. So that's one. Maddox De La Pena did a fantastic job. He started week 1 against Childress for a injured Josiah Galindo and has been ready, you know, every game since then to get back out there. He does a great job when his number's called. And Nathan Tarango was one of those guys that he missed 4 days with the flu, and so it was Maddox's turn. He hopped right in there and did a great job for us. Played exceptionally well at corner for us. And then another one that I think does a great job that, you know, through no fault of his own has missed the whole year is Gavin Ivey. You know, he does a fantastic job on the sideline. He's engaged. He's coaching all the positions. The kids respect him. He works hard. He's incredibly knowledgeable. And, you know, I think he's one that we're really, really going to be excited to get back next year after he recovers from that torn ACL, but does a fantastic job for us during the week.
Okay. Coach, you know, it looks like the fans traveled really well to Lubbock, and those Virgin fans were packed, really, considering what Borger kind of brought to the game. Talk a little bit about what support that means to the coaches and how it impacts the players.
Yeah, the Greenwood fans are fantastic. They're fantastic. If I had one bad thing to say about them, it would be that when we come to the sideline, sometimes our kids are looking up in the crowd because it's such an electric environment. They do a fantastic job. And so sometimes you got to rein those guys back in a little bit. But our parents, our fans, cheerleaders, band, it's second to none, you know. And I think that anytime that you can get the home field advantage while playing on the road is a benefit that not every school can boast. And Greenwood is special in that way. So I cannot thank our fans, our booster club, parents. They're incredible. Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's a plug for all you guys. Make sure that you have your butts in the seats on Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
Thursday night lights.
Coach, we talked about Borger and their special teams last week, right? What can you tell us about Coach Galindo and the job that he did?
You know, they had returned several kicks for touchdowns. They blocked several punts. They were, you know, it's obviously a phase that they take a lot of pride in. And Coach Galindo took over as special teams this year. He's done a fantastic job. We've been sound in all phases. Not perfect, but very, very sound. And we've improved in that facet every single week. And you know, on Friday night, we were able to you know, go to the swinging gate and convert make a 2-point conversion, a successful attempt there. Obviously, the fake punt, we felt like that was a drive in the game where we could really deliver a knockout shot if we could get points. And you know, offensively, we stalled out there. It was the right field position, the right time to give it a shot. Our defense was playing well, and it ended up turning into points. And so Coach Galindo's done a fantastic job. He takes a lot of pride in that, and it takes an incredible amount of work to you look at punt return, kickoff, kick return, both PATs, block and the kick. It takes a lot of time to game plan all 6 phases, and he does a wonderful job. He's a great coach.
Yeah, that fake punt was fantastic. You had the punt squad coming out, lots of confusion. Took us a little bit to figure out how Peyton wound up with a pass because he popped out of the middle, and that was a cool play call.
We'd had it in our back pocket. We actually called it against Seminole and got lined up in it, and they called a timeout, and so
They should have probably done that as well.
We switched it up a little bit, really one of those deals. It's kind of got to be the perfect situation to call it and run it, but we felt good about it, and we got it protected. Lincoln found Dylan, and Dylan was able to break a tackle. Whether he got the first down or not was kind of moot at that point because he got some separation there and turned it into 7 points. So.
Yeah. Coach, I'm really excited to start this first question, right?
All right.
Looking ahead to the area playoff game, what should we expect to see from Benbrook offensively and defensively?
Benbrook they're huge up front. Their offensive line is as big as we've played, probably going back to probably the Shallowater game. I mean, they're really, really big up front. I don't have a height and weight on them, but off the hoof, I'd put them at probably 290 across the front. I mean, they're really, really good size.
Am I the only one that got the off the hoof?
But quarterback can extend plays with his feet. He's got a strong arm. They've got a running back number 2 that's a younger guy. He's a sophomore, but he's a load. He's fast. He's thick. Not scared of contact. So they do and got a really big-bodied receiver that they throw the ball up to and have had a lot of success feeding him, number 6. He's done a really, really good job. And then defensively, they are what they are, but they're really, really good at it. They line up in different versions of cover 3, 4 down front, and they play really, really fast. Sound tacklers. They've done a great job, and they boast a 10-1 record for a reason. They're good at what they do, and so it'll be a good challenge for our staff, good challenge for our kids, but we're excited and honored to play in the second round, and we're going to get after them.
All right.
Coach, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball. We went from West Texas Friday night football to Central Texas Thursday evening-ish, right? What can you tell us how we got the Thursday game? Was there other stuff kind of in the way?
How the playoffs work is you have what you want, and the other team has kind of what they want, and you try to find some middle ground, and sometimes that works out, and sometimes it doesn't, and then you flip for it if it doesn't. But luckily we got what we wanted out of the deal. We got what we needed, and so we're excited to play in Abilene, halfway between both places, and I think playing on Thursday is going to be a good thing for us. We've been playing well. We've got a good game plan. Our staff has worked really, really hard this weekend to get it implemented. And then, I feel good about the way we're playing right now. And so I think we've got a lot of momentum going into the game. It's just a matter of us having the maturity to execute at a high level a day before we normally play.
Gotcha. Coach, what's the point of emphasis this week and why?
I think handling success. We've won 9 games in a row. We have been playing well, but just because you have played well doesn't mean you will continue to play well. We can't lose that focus. We've got to come ready to go every single day at practice, and then bring that to Thursday or Friday night, depending on the schedule. And then I think the other thing is we have to continue to play good team football. When the offense is struggling, the defense has picked it up. When the defense has given up some points, the offense has found a way to match it. And then, it's on Coach Galindo to keep the special teams playing at a high level. But if we can continue to help each other out in all 3 phases, play 4 quarters of football, then I think we're as good as anybody that's on our schedule or that's left in the playoffs.
Which is dwindling. It dwindled.
Yeah.
Right? We're still playing, right?
Well, we'll keep going. 32 are left.
We talked about the Thursday night game. What changes do you make to your schedule with the compressed week?
Yeah, we obviously worked longer hours this weekend to get all the game planning done, but there really won't be a whole lot of changes to Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday will be a little bit longer since we're missing our Thursday, our Thursday walkthroughs and that kind of deal. So we'll practice a little bit longer on Wednesday evening. But then, honestly, most of Thursday and Friday morning are just kind of polishing up what we've already been taught, what we've already taught the kids. And so really playing Thursday, I feel like gets the nervousness of just waiting around kind of that last 24 hours where you're just waiting for the game.
Sure.
We get to eliminate all that. And so I think we get it taught, we get it cleaned up Wednesday night and Thursday morning, and then it's time to kick it off. And so I'm a huge fan of it. I'm excited to get it going, and we don't have to hurry up and wait like we do some weeks, for Friday to finally get here.
Yeah.
Like it. Coach, how about keys to victory Thursday night?
Yeah, I don't know if any of that's ever going to change. We got to take care of the football. Lincoln and the boys have done a really good job. We got to create turnovers. Coach Martin's goal is +3 in the turnover margin. We were only +2 against Borger, so
He upped it on us, didn't he?
It's a big 2, though.
So it was a big 2, and if you score on defense, I ought to count for more than 1. So we'll take
points.
that. Yeah, double. So take care of the football, create turnovers. In the red zone, we've got to get touchdowns. We've got to get 7 points instead of 3, or 3 points instead of none. When Benbrook gets in the red zone, we've got to hold them to field goals or no points. And then, comes back to Coach Galindo, then winning those special teams matchups, finding mismatches and taking advantage of it, making sure our kicks go where they need to and coverage teams cover, and, try to find a way to, if you can't force a turnover or a score on special teams, at least flip the field, win the field position battle, and give our offense a chance to turn those into points.
Right. So, Coach, I was speaking to a gentleman who got to talk to a player from Borger after the game on Friday night on the way wherever they were going, and the kid was talking to him, and he said, we didn't realize how fast Greenwood was, and he goes, you watch film and you see these things, but we had no idea how fast they would be, and I think that's going to be something that is going to be hard for other teams to adjust as we go through the playoffs, especially in our region, is getting used to that speed, because I don't think Seminole was ready for the speed they saw when we played them, and I think that's something that definitely sets us apart from everybody else, is that we have so much speed on both sides of the team, both sides of the field.
Well, we really do. Kason Brooks and Dylan Payton, Ty Box, Nathaniel Romero, Caden Alford, all those guys ran at the state track meet. But outside of that, even just our speed by position is incredibly fast compared to, relative to other linebackers. You look at our linebackers, Dakota Underhill is maybe the fastest linebacker in West Texas. I mean, is he going to win the 100-meter dash at the state meet? Probably not. But if you lined up all the linebackers in the state, he'd finish at the top. He's that fast for his position. Luke Fales and Lane Wasson as far as defensive linemen go, they're as fast as you're going to find. And so, when you're able to put speed at different positions that typically don't have a lot, or maybe don't have much, that's actually not the first time I've heard that. And so we're really, really blessed to have speed on both sides of the football, and you've either got it or you're chasing it, right? And so we're very, very fortunate this year to have some guys that can run.
Coach, two of the coolest plays that I remember, or two of the coolest things Friday night was, first of all, Ty Box was on a blitz, and he comes around the end and runs over the running back.
He'll do that too.
I don't think he had any idea that the running back had the ball or he was there. He's just trying to run through him, and he realized he made the tackle. I thought that was cool. Secondly, we're right at 2-minute mark in the second quarter, right before half, and you're calling timeouts. The first one, our comment was, what are we doing calling timeouts? And then I realized Coach Hill has enough, Coach Martin has enough, Coach Hernandez, they have enough understanding in our team and encouragement and knowing what they want to do and what the kids can do, that you want extra time on the clock. And just a fantastic call. We wound up getting the ball back, putting some more points on the board, and kind of negated Borger, having the ball back second half.
That was huge.
That was one of the coolest things that I've seen in a long
see your
time.
confidence you had in your team to make use those timeouts, and you basically stole a touchdown possession from Borger
Yep.
by doing that. And so that was
Yeah, that
pretty
was
cool. That
cool.
was a good point. Yeah, really good.
We were trying to, we felt pretty good about calling the first two, and we were going to call that. We had all three left, and I heard Mike Leach say it's like your will. You don't want to leave any money to your kids. You want to use it all yourself. So we were trying to use all three of them, and they helped us out with an incomplete pass on third down, and then which stopped the clock for us. So we were able to pocket that last one, and then we got it down to we spiked the ball on second down. So I guess it was 3rd and 1, and
Yep.
I told Coach Hernandez on the headset. I said, let's think about running it here, and then we can use that last time out and throw it if we need to. And he called a great trap play right up the middle. Nathaniel broke a tackle, and that's all she wrote. So it was, that one was a big touchdown for us to give us another, like steal a possession, so to speak. And then that first drive out of halftime with the fake punt, getting another one, we felt like we needed those two to kind of put the game out of hand. And so credit to our guys for executing. It was a very well-timed touchdowns that we needed at that juncture in the game.
So, Coach, one of the things, and we'll wrap this up in just a second because I know we're going long, but one of the things that's really been neat for me over the last couple of years in seeing you walk, taking this team and stuff, is we get to see a lot of firsts for you.
Yeah.
Last year we saw your first win. Last year we saw the first
took a
time
while.
that you had to overcome adversity, right?
Yeah.
And we got to see you do that and come back strong this year. And then we got to see you hoist for your first district championship goal ball, and then your first playoff win. So I mean, you're on a roll. It's great. It's been so much fun watching that.
Well, I really appreciate you guys being along for the ride. You guys have done a fantastic job. You generated a ton of excitement, and our guys know you as the Ranger Rundown guys. So we really do appreciate it. But all the credit goes to our staff and our kids. They do a fantastic job, and without their effort, their buy-in, their commitment to what we've got going on, none of it would have happened. So they get all the credit. They've done a great job this year.
That's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, appreciate you coming in. If you guys hadn't figured it out yet, we're playing Thursday night, Abilene Wiley, 7 o'clock. We're going to be on the home side. So if you can't make the drive, Todd and I will be live for the game. So that's the end of this episode of Ranger Rundown, live from Rooster's backyard. Once again, thank you all the guests and Coach Thomas for making all this stuff happen. Make sure you subscribe to Greenwood Sports Network, Greenwood Streaming Network, excuse me, so you don't miss anything out on YouTube, all of our live content and game streams.
Tomorrow, the Rangerettes will be taking on Stanton at home, so you guys come out and support them. If not, we will have that game on the streaming network. And then the boys are going to be traveling to Levelland to take on the Lobos at 6 o'clock. Guys, so for Josh, Coach Thomas, and myself, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Greenwood Streaming Network.